WoW patch 10.0.5, the good, the bad, and the controversial. Alright, let's have a look at this.
Patch 10.0.5 is finally coming to World of Warcraft Dragonflight. It's only been 2 months since this expansion came out, and we're already getting this new update. I'm
excited for any new patch.
And to at least try to explain to you all what we're getting in this patch.
The class changes are interesting, actually.
The good and the bad. So strap in, hold on to your ass, and let's get started with the first thing that this new patch is bringing, and that is number 1, changes to the transmog system. The first big change that I myself and many people are excited for in this new patch is the addition of a new system, or well, an expansion on the transmog system. What is happening is Blizzard is finally, at long last, letting us transmog our gear to gray and white item appearances. Fun fact, if you didn't know that, you can't do that. The reason why this is so exciting for myself, for others,
because
is that
some stuff
there is
mismatches.
a lot of gear appearances in World of Warcraft that for nearly 20 years have only been available on junk items. So you have not actually been able to transmog your character to.
And I think they look good, and there are sometimes like mismatches. Like I have sometimes certain items that have a color that look cool, but they're not part of a set. And when I wear this, there's like a junk item that has the right color, the shoulders or something. Like, I wish you could actually dye freaking gear. Like, one thing I never understood is why Blizzard doesn't think about adding dyeing to the gear. Like, why can't we change colors? Why can I not change a certain set piece from, let's say, blue to maybe red or something, right? Or there are like some cool looking sets also for the Death Knight that I would like to have in blue instead of for example, a red color or something. Like, imagine this one from Firelands. It looks not too horrible, especially on a Blood Elf, like the set from Firelands. If you could have this one in blue, for example, wow, that would look so nice.
Who look like some of these items. And if you're a classic WoW fan or a vanilla fan or just a fan of kind of like that old simple medieval fantasy-ish looking armor, most of these appearances, these gray and white items that people are so excited for, they come from classic WoW, from vanilla WoW. And they're in this sort of low fantasy style, very simple looking armor that is very appealing for a lot of players. And over the years, Blizzard has sort of moved away from this kind of more simple fantasy style for, big glowing lights, giant shoulder pads, whatever. The point is, there's a lot of players out there that love this old, simple looking armor, these old sets, and they want to be able to transmog and use them. They've never been able to do it until now. I mean, right here we had Asian on our last video. He said white and gray transmog is the single most thing that I'm hyped for. If you go on Reddit or just around on other YouTube videos, you'll see what I'm talking about. This is a big hyped thing. So yeah, it's going to be cool seeing all the role players wearing their classic knight armor on my server Moonguard, and it's gonna be cool to put on that old vanilla battle harness on my orc warrior like a true horde player. So new transmog changes, guys. It's exciting. But that leads us to number 2, a relatively small point that I just want to spend just a moment on, and that is number 2, tweaks and balancing. So coming with this new update, as you can expect,
this is what I mean.
Heap of new balancing.
Like, I actually love when this stuff happens, because if I was playing something for a long time and I was not playing one of my alts because they were underperforming, now I can actually play something new and still be good. No, but seriously, some of those actually changes also change a little your rotation on certain classes. What gives you also, like, actually some classes become more fun, but others, they get like nerfed to a degree where you're not as much having fun anymore during the rotation. This is like good and bad. It depends on what you're playing. Like, maybe you're one of those lucky people that just got buffed, and maybe you didn't have, like, some people don't care about the meta, but those that care so much about the meta and numbers, maybe they are now able to play something they always wanted to play. Let's just say it like that. And yeah, by the way, guys, if you're new to this channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more content.
This new update, as you can expect, are a heap of new balancing changes to the classes that is not unexpected and is probably long overdue.
I didn't see many red paladin
nerfs coming in this patch. Not too much.
Slight nerfs.
Just buffs to underperforming specs. So don't worry, if you're a demon hunter, you're still going to be super overpowered, and we're all still going to despise you in your edgy teen Illidan cosplays. Yeah. But aside from class changes and some tuning of abilities and buffing certain classes, there has been a big change that has flown under the radar for most people, and it has to do with a tweak to profession specializations. Pretty much they're going to be easier to unlock. So instead of having to grind up to profession level 100, you're going to be able to unlock everything at level 75. And hopefully the goal, I think, is to allow
the
more
ceiling came down a bit. That's
to reach
good.
Higher item level gear more easily. And speaking of gear, we need to talk about a new addition to patch 10.0.5 that is very exciting, but could be very controversial in the future. That's right, guys.
Which
Number
one?
3, trading posts. This is by far the biggest and most anticipated addition in the update. Trading posts.
Add something to the cities.
We have talked about this feature in previous videos. So if you don't know what it is, quick recap. The trading post is this new cosmetic shop that is coming to the game where you can buy items and mounts and all sorts of stuff using a new currency called Traders Tenders. Now you can earn these chicken tendies from doing various tasks around the world from this big giant list, letting you earn while you play the content that you enjoy and that you personally enjoy.
This is the same like in ESO, Seals of Endeavor. Like you can get seals, and with that you can buy over time actually mounts and stuff. So they're adding something like that too, and I think this is something that especially casual players love, because look at this. You get points if you complete 30 quests. If you do 15 world quests, if you eat something, if you maybe craft, I don't know, 10 item pieces or something, if you catch, I don't know, 50 fish or something. I actually think this is cool for those that actually want to spend more time in-game and not just log in for a raid or doing some M+ runs for like the weekly vault or something. So now besides the weekly vault, you have something else to do. And that's especially good for those that already have farmed all the super rare stuff, like rare mounts, have like most of the transmogs. So this gives like those hardcore gamers something to actually grind for. What is actually good, I always like those kind of things that are added into a game that are not mandatory like this. Some people could say, oh, but Marcel, that sucks, this is a chore, that means people must do this, otherwise they can't get this. I actually think the other way, I think this is actually good, because this is nothing that makes you more powerful. And those rewards are not limited to time, right? Like if I can't do it this month, I can still do it next month and get it, right? I think.
Love doing. Now,
I have to look into this more, but I think
they will change every single month. It's a rotating thing that keeps players coming back to see, hey, what can I earn while playing the game? And a lot of the things available.
Oh shit! But is it rotating back? So if I don't have time to grind for this, would I be able to get Fury of the Firelord, for example, again if I like this weapon? Because that would look freaking cool, actually. If you have like, Dark Iron Dwarf, Protection Paladin or something with this, and like, this would look good on a Dark Iron Dwarf Protection Paladin. I hope they come back, actually. If not, then you're actually almost forced to farm for this. Then it's negative. But if this is like, okay, if this you don't get it this month, in 2-3 months it's back, maybe it's okay then, right? But if it's like 1 year you won't see this anymore or never again, then it would suck. Because there are mounts too, like look at this, shit. What if there's like this cool mount and I have to wait a half year to get it again? If I don't grind for that.
To see, hey, what can I earn while playing the game? And a lot of the things available on the trading post are actually items from the in-game real money store. So that mount or that pet that you have to pay cash for right now, you could get it.
It's the same like
ESO by gathering up Traders Tenders. And that's really cool. And a lot of people have been very, very excited for this feature.
It's such a cool dagger on the bow.
There's a big however. There has been a lot of perked eyebrows towards this, because although this seems great on the surface, one thing that people are bringing up is that this could open up the door for Blizzard potentially adding in some sort of battle pass system, or maybe making it so that you can buy a bunch of these Traders Tenders with just $10.
Wait, that's
McDonald's. So people are kind of wondering what's going to happen with this trading post system going forward. But as it is right now,
that would be so stupid if Blizzard does this. They had like not a good reputation for the past 2-3 years, right? So if they keep doing stuff like that, now they're on a good way, right? Like people are starting to trust them a bit again with Dragonflight, because it has been a good expansion. If they do something negative that like scares people away or gives them a bad image of Blizzard, like, oh, they're so greedy or something, that's not good, because right now they're not, I'm calling it the repair phase, the repair of trust phase, right? So don't ruin this, Blizzard. Don't do that. Like, people are starting to trust and believe in you again. And even though your sales were not so great with Dragonflight, the numbers are down and less than Shadowlands even. Like, the feedback is way better. People actually enjoy it. So if they give good feedback and they share it with others, and like creators like Nixxiom and myself give like good feedback, and people watch our videos, like, they're gonna come back to the game eventually, or some new players are going to try it because they hear good about it. So Blizzard, don't ruin this, please.
Now, it is exciting, it looks cool, and we're just going to keep an eye on what Blizzard does with it.
That's such a cool mount.
That leads us to
Night
something
Elf Priest
that,
on this.
admittingly, is a little disappointing, but not too bad. And that is number 4, Storm's Fury events.
Yep.
So
they are exciting.
Storm's Fury events. This is a thing that will occur once every 5 hours in the Bronze
That's
Dragon
good for all
fight
gearing too. You could get good gear from this.
In these events, what's going to happen is you are going to fight elemental and primalist enemies who will leave behind portals, culminating in a big fight with a giant elemental boss. Now, this probably sounds very familiar if you play the Dragonflight pre-patch, okay?
Yes.
It's pretty much a near exact copy of the primal storm,
and you also get gear
from
just
the
pre-patch,
but it does have a new currency and a new cosmetic vendor with new rewards offered. So is this a good thing being added with this patch? Is it just kind of recycled content being thrown in? Really, that's up to you guys to make your own personal determination. I think it's pretty cool. I did enjoy the pre-patch, so having this as a bit of side content,
you have stuff going on in the world. What is
good.
But
I will say that it is a little disappointing that Blizzard didn't do more with this potentially, because there was a lot more that they could have expanded on with the Primal Storm invasion before they brought it back for this Storm's Fury version of the events. I mean, think back for a moment to the old god invasions in Battle for Azeroth. For those that didn't play the end of BFA or just don't remember, pretty much every week a zone would be completely transformed and invaded by old god forces.
And it would get
dark. Pretty cool. Flying around Uldum, fighting giant monsters with your friends. It was good old-fashioned Warcraft adventuring. There were a lot of quests where players would try to fend off the invasion. They even added some special rares that drop mounts, world PvP content in war mode. It was a really creative and...
You know what is like funny about this? If you were like questing in those areas and stuff, you suddenly had like more danger to face and stuff. When this happened and you were like exploring, like there were suddenly some strong mobs somewhere, and I actually like this kind of thing. Like, the whole environment changes for a period of time. And this makes certain areas that were kind of like forgotten or not so active, more active again. I think in like Azeroth, there are like many beautiful zones and locations, and to bring them somehow back with certain events. I mean, they try to do this also with like time walking dungeons and stuff, right? But it's actually really nice to bring back like older zones with certain events and stuff. Because there's like a lot of like eye candy for players. Like there's some really, really cool zones, right? Like Uldum, for example, looks really nice. We have like this desert, sort of like Egypt style kind of zone, right? Like Ashenvale looks really beautiful. What about like Thousand Needles? Okay, now it's like weird because there's like water everywhere and stuff. But it's cool to bring those old zones back, I think. Like people coming there, checking them out.
You know, it was a neat event. It was all in all a great form of world content where players would get together and visit these old zones. The only problem with it, and I know what you're going to say, and you're probably already leaving the comment, is that the old god invasions were overshadowed by the corruption system, which I don't think was received very positively by the community, at least based on what I saw, but I don't know. For those of you guys that experienced it, what did you think of the corruption system? So the point is, I think making these Storm's Fury events similar to the BFA invasions in terms of scale, more quests, more rares, more whatever, you know, making them invade an entire zone, I don't know. Making it a little bit more similar to these BFA invasions in the past, I think could have been a bit of an upgrade from the Dragonflight pre-patch, and players who don't raid, I
think it was rushed, PvP, that's why they made it like
really
that.
Have appreciated it, which is, you know, probably the majority of players, I would think. I don't know. The point is, I'm not trying to complain. I'm not trying to say that Storm's Fury is bad, because I had fun in the pre-patch.
It's not bad. bad, but could have been better. Let's just say it like that.
That's just my personal opinion, my own. So guys, that is pretty much what to expect from patch 10.0.5. Everything from the transmog changes, the Storm's Fury event, the trading posts. So there's some pretty cool stuff coming out with this patch. I'm looking forward to some new zones in the Dragon Isles, potentially
content
in the future,
and system updates.
Roadmap I hope that Blizzard laid out. I would like to see more world PvP content thrown into this expansion, but I'll probably talk about that in a future video. And I would like to see maybe something happening in the old world, because although I do like the Dragon Isles and I do enjoy flying around on my dragon mount, I kind of miss Azeroth. I miss the Eastern Kingdoms and Kalimdor.
What they should do is they should enable dragon flying everywhere in Azeroth, not just the Dragon Isles. Like, I'm so annoyed that I can't do that, actually. I want this, really.
I wouldn't mind going back there and doing something in the old world, but again, that's just me, you know. I'm a classic WoW fan, you know. I've been playing the game since 2005, so Kalimdor and the Eastern Kingdoms, they have a special place in my heart, you know what I mean? So anyway, guys, thank you all for watching the video, and if you are somebody that maybe you're still on the fence of whether or not to play Dragonflight, feel free to click the video on your screen right now, because in this video, I do talk about what people are enjoying the most about this expansion early on, and yeah, hopefully if you guys decide to check out Dragonflight 2, you enjoy it, and I will see you all with my next video.
Yeah, I actually think, but it's still good, like this kind of like elemental fights and stuff. And I love that you get like good gear and stuff, because if you have an alt, and now actually there were like some changes, right? So they buffed certain classes or class specs. So if you wanted to always play something else and you have like an alt, right? Now you can actually switch your main character, for example. Like now you know, for example, oh, this class was underperforming and oh, now it's good. So you have like options to play something else and gear them through this as well, right? And this with the transmogs, I often have the problem, I have like mismatches. Sometimes I have like a helmet that has this kind of color, shoulders this, a belt like that. And especially with belts, I sometimes have problems. There are some sets that drop no belt, and now you can get like some of the gray gear, and you can use this to work against the mismatch, for example. But yeah, that's really nice. I'm really looking forward to some more cool updates by Blizzard. This is really, really fascinating. And yeah, what do you guys think about this? Like, let me know in the comment section. And if you guys are new to this channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more content. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give this one a thumbs up. I wish everyone a wonderful day, a wonderful night, depending on where you live. And I will see you guys next time.